Hello everybody, I am back today. I'm going to cast the game for you on Metalopolis between our blue Zerg player Rhett and our red Terran player MorroW. Now I've seen a couple of Rhett's replays. He's a very good Zerg player, but I haven't seen him in any major tournaments lately, at least in LANs. So I'm interested to see how he fares up against MorroW this game. So we have cross spawn positions here on Metalopolis for both players, and of course I'm pretty sure Rhett is going to love to hear that news as soon as he finds out. As being a Zerg player, you definitely want to have excuse me, you definitely want to have a big map and a lot of areas to expand that are easily defendable, and especially for Zerg. Zerg love to get up multiple bases, which of course is because hatcheries are the production buildings for every single unit they make. So very important stuff right there. So we'll see how this this map, these spawning locations, plays out in the long run. So let's check our build orders right now. We've got a spawning pool and a gas, so we'll probably see some early speedlings. Early speedlings are a really good unit to give the Zerg player map control and to fight off small numbers of Reapers. I haven't really seen the 5 racks Reaper play as much as I used to. Maybe a couple weeks ago, whenever it got really popular, but it's kind of been kind of fell away with popularity, it seems, at least on the ladder. So let's get back here. We've got a second gas going up for MorroW, and he has, looks like, 1 Reaper. So we may see a Reaper build out of him this game. I just talked about how it was going out of fashion, and MorroW, I guess, is deciding to bring it back. So he's got a second gas up there, and Rhett is putting some overlords in places here. I like this place right here in the middle. Gives some very good vision of both of these mining locations. Now, I don't know if you people know this, but you don't actually have to have complete vision of mineral patches to see if it's being mined. You don't have to see the unit going there mining it, because if you can see a little bit of the gems, the minerals in the shroud, you can see them like sparkling and stuff. And that's whatever happens, that's the animation that appears on the minerals when they're being harvested. So just a little tip there. So what do we have going down here? 2 more barracks, so actually we're going to have a lot of barracks here. And he's getting nitro pack, so it definitely looks like we're going to see a Reaper build here. I've seen a lot of people use roaches, quick roaches, to fend off of the Reaper build. At least until they swap into mutas. So we saw right here, yeah, he did pull off 2 off gas, put them on minerals, very important. You don't need the gas that early if you're going this type of build. So he uses those extra minerals, he puts those extra workers on minerals. You get that extra minerals sooner so he can build his hatchery faster. So he has a really good placement right here. He's actually anticipating these Reapers. He can see them right here with this Overlord. I'm assuming MorroW knows this, or he just... I mean, he can see this Overlord here, so this is kind of a bad rally spot for him. As, you know, Rhett can see that right there, but he has really good placement on his Overlord here, giving himself a lot of vision to see any Reapers incoming, so he has time to run his links up here and meet him at the wall. So he does have vision over here too, so he's aware of that. Looks like he's going to send a scout SCV up here. He knows about the expansion. So we already see some roaches coming out, so we already have a transition into roaches. And a tech going up for his hatchery. So he looks like he used this Overlord he had up here, ran it through the base. He sees all 5 barracks, so definitely, that is definitely 5 racks Reaper. There's no other build that I'm aware of that goes 5 racks, all tech lab, that isn't all Reaper. So he does have his nitro pack upgrade, so we'll see how well these roaches do against these Reapers. As long as he stays on the creep, he should do fairly well. He is right now tech tier 2, so we'll see the speed upgrade. Research, there it is, instantly. That is a must-have when you're going against 5 racks Reaper whenever you have roaches. So he's doing some little scouting here with the creep tumor and actually loses it right there. And for those of you who don't know, if you have a creep tumor building in a location like this and you see units coming to kill it, you can just cancel it. You can just cancel it, and it'll tell up in whatever creep tumor it spawned off of. It will allow you to rebuild a creep tumor from there. So that's a nice little trick you guys may want to use. I've learned that a couple weeks ago. So we have some just back and forth action here. Typical Reaper harass. Just going in, taking a couple shots, running away, trying to pull these units off the creep to do the damage. That speed upgrade is not finished yet, so until that speed upgrade is done, he's going to take a lot of damage to these mass number of Reapers. So you see 5 more Reapers in production. He's building a command center. That is one very strong suit of this Reaper build, is you can go 5 racks Reaper and still have a lot of minerals left over to build an expansion. So he's doing a very good job right now of just keeping the pressure on the Zerg player. But he's killing some roaches, but he's not really killing any workers. I'm surprised he hasn't decided to split up his Reapers maybe. Come in from a different side, maybe kind of sneak in the back here, do some kills while harassing the front. But I guess he's just trying to weaken up these roaches. Right now it looks like he's reaching, oh, the roach speed is finished, so that will change the effector, because you can see a lot of those Reapers low life. More Reapers coming in. And now we can see a transition into Marauders. Yes, it looks like that's what we're seeing right now. So that seems like it looks like a pretty good timing if you are a Terran player. As soon as this roach speed finishes, just go ahead and start getting Marauders. And a fight, oh, you do not want to be fighting that Marauder. You're going to get killed. You do not want to fight roaches in a head-to-head fight. So here we go. Looks like he's going to try and actually go around these roaches now that the speed upgrade is finished. But those roaches are way too fast on that creep. They have 3.9 movement speed, and Reapers with their Nitro packs only have 3.84, so roaches are faster than Reapers on creep with their upgrades. And look at this, only with just 3 roaches, he did manage to kill 1 Reaper there, very nice. So we'll see what kind of tech switch we have next. Okay, here is the Spire coming down, and we'll probably see mutas coming out of there. So he did scan up here, and I don't know what he was typically looking for, but he found the Spire. That was a good scan on his part. So let's check the food count here, 73 to 72 food, so very close on the food count. And we have 1 spine crawler coming down front. I'm not really quite sure why he's putting 1 spine crawler. That'll get 1 shot by all these Reapers. Spine crawlers are extremely useless against a mass number of Reapers. They can just walk up and like 2-shot a spine crawler before it can get 2 hits off itself. So we have Marauders coming out and stim being researched. Definitely important to have stim. Let's check the worker count right now. So we have 43 to 41, so the Terran player actually ahead in workers right now. The Zerg player being forced to make a lot more roaches than he maybe wants to. Or just not enough, maybe losing some larva injection. Let's check to, it's not too bad. He's only got about 30 energy there, and this one's about 40, so he may have lost some timings there with that larval injection because of this constant Reaper harass. So this Reaper's up here, looks like he's scouting around. I'm not quite sure what he's doing. He may be just looking for some proxy buildings or just expansions, more than likely just expansions. Very rarely do Zergs take an Overlord, put him up here, drop the creep and build a building. I find that to be very uncommon. But in the future it may catch on. So we have another orbital, another command center being built for MorroW. Looks like he's probably going to expand down here at the bottom. Rhett now has I would say Rhett now has map control with these roaches with that speed upgrade. I think he's free to move around, and MorroW playing a little more defensive. He doesn't really want to be as aggressive with these Reapers. And let's see if we have any upgrades coming. Looks like we don't have any upgrades coming for our Zerg player. He is getting mutas. No upgrades on the mutas yet. But yeah, we have about 8 mutas out and a couple lings. Looks like we're going to have maybe a roach muta combo here. We'll see if he decides to stick with the roaches or if that's the amount of roaches he's just going to make for this game. So you have Tank Siege being built, and the Attack 1 upgrade, and some Vikings. So both players well aware of the tech patterns in this specific build order matchup, where we have the roaches versus the Reapers, and then the Marauders versus the roaches, and then the mutas get built, and then he has to make Vikings or Marines. So both players are aware of the tech patterns of these players. So we have a sensor tower being placed. I really love those sensor towers. I think in lower level games they're extremely underused. And even in high level games, I mean, after you get 2 or 3 bases, you can easily afford it, and it covers a large section of the map, depending on the map, of course. But it can just help so much whenever you're dealing with air units. Any type of air units, you can get a 1 or 2 second warning time, and that can just make the world of a difference. He may actually want to put one up here somewhere. so we can get a wider view up here of the mutas coming in. So we have some mutas coming here trying to focus fire down that missile turret. Repair is going down, but not enough area to repair there. He actually has this place for actually picking off that marine there. The place for this missile turret is not really too hot because you can't repair underneath it, you can't repair above it, you can only repair on this side and this side. So that really limits the amount of SCVs you can put on this missile turret to repair with. I would prefer it to be maybe over here just a little bit so you can get almost a complete surround on there for the repair. But it's not too big of a deal. He lost the missile turret, I think 1 SCV and 1 marine. So it looks like we have those mutas actually picking off a Reaper there. And we have a Ling coming down here doing some scouting, looking out. He's going to run up here and see this base. And we just have 2 tanks here. Ooh, picking off that Zerg. He didn't even see that one coming. And a Reaper over here scouting that out. Did die. So it looks like we have a very big macro game going on right now. Just a little bit of hit and run with these mutas. MorroW seems to be in defensive mode right now, putting up a lot of missile turrets, getting some medevacs, and just putting his tanks in siege mode. So he does have 1 attack upgrade, and he's getting an armory and building another engineering bay. So we'll probably see a lot of infantry upgrades coming very soon. As soon as this armory finishes, we'll probably get that double upgrade going, the attack and armor upgrade at the same time, as soon as that armory finishes. So good preemptive building there by MorroW. So we see a lot more Marauders coming out, and actually a couple of Marines too. Do they have that? Yes, they do have the shield upgrade, but he does not have the concussive shell upgrade. During GSL, I remember they were talking about how, was it GSL? I think it was GSL, the casters were talking about how there was a Terran player who didn't get concussive shells because it wasn't manner in Korea, because the Koreans evidently think concussive shells are extremely overpowered. They're extremely good, so I can kind of see where they're going with that, but I thought that was a pretty funny story. Anyway, we got 1 factory out making Thor and some medevacs now being produced and getting the level 1 attack upgrade for those tanks. So it looks like MorroW may be getting ready to push here. We've got 3 more barracks being, 3 more barracks being built just to hit that macro really hard, building another command center. And he may be pushing up here to lock down this gold expo, or he just might be playing defensive. We have a lot of banelings, a lot of roaches, a lot more banelings coming out, and 1 infestor. He does have that actually no, he does not have the neural parasite upgrade. I was curious if he had the, where's that one upgrade at? Yes, he does have the upgrade that starts infestors with more energy. So we have dual upgrades going for Rhett. He's not even getting the range attack upgrade, he's going for the melee and armor upgrade. So it looks like MorroW's going to slow push here with a lot of missile turrets and tanks. And he's stimming, I don't know where he's running to. Wow, that is a lot of missile turrets. Wow. MorroW is definitely wanting to keep this expansion safe. He just invested about $900 right here, 900 minerals here in this in this wall of missile turrets, and it looks like even more to come. So we have mutas coming in trying to focus down some tanks, but there are way too many missile turrets and Marines and Vikings to deal with. He's not going to get any kills right there. So MorroW is playing extremely turtley right now with this Terran on Metalopolis. He's definitely going for the long game. I'm going to speed this up here for a second. It's like we're just going to have MorroW turtling here for a little while, and Rhett trying to just test the walls of MorroW, but actually that didn't really work out in his best favor. It looked like he lost a muta there and ended up only trading out 1 missile turn, so not a good trade for him. So we have another expansion being placed up here, and it looks like every player is about to cover the entire map, so it looks like we're going to have a push out here. I'll slow it down. We'll see if he does a scan here, pick off these creep tumors. No, he's not. He's just loading up his medevac, and he might go in here and drop it, snipe the main. Ultralisk Cavern is built, researching the armor, and that Speedling adrenal gland upgrade is being researched. We'll have cracklings here in a second. And this attack is not going good for MorroW. Wow, there's a whole nother fight up here. I completely missed that. Some Banelings took out a big army. That attack just, I think, completely failed for MorroW.